Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello everyone. This is Nasser Al-Alawi from ISA Oman section, and happy to have you here in our second session with the HR Guidance Week, Navigate the Job Market. So for attendees who have not yet, have not attended with us yesterday, and they don't know anything. What is ISA stands for? ISA stands for International Society of Automation. It is an international society focusing on automation and any related automation specialties such as cybersecurity, digitalization, etc. They are focusing on different line of businesses or industries, from aerospace, analysis, pulp and papers, smart manufacturing, waste and water and wastewater, chemical and petroleum, etc. So it's not only specific to engineers in oil and gas or specific in power, but also we touch base different industries, including, of course, education and research as well. We have in overall around 16 division with an average of near to 2,900 members per division. We also have something called an ISA sections. ISA sections are a geographical grouping of members where they gather together in order to have specific activities in response to their local needs. So far, we are having around 103 sections in 33 countries, with almost more than 200 student chapters. Student chapters are mini sections under the section of that country, but it's linked to with a university or higher educational college, university college, etc. So far, we have around 200 plus across the globe. Within that those sections, the 100 plus, we have one which is ISA Oman section. It was established back in 2016. So now almost we completed 10 years. It's very active in promoting control and automation and smart manufacturing, and also digitalization and cyber security. We have different members who are part of the organization from different organizations such as Bank Muscat, OHI, Salam Air, PDO, Oman LNG, OQ, OQGN, EP, Insight, Siemens, Worley, Shell, OQBI, etc., and the list goes on and on. And that shows how we are diverse in terms of professional members. As well, from students, we are targeting also students from major universities within Oman, like Sultan Qaboos University, Geotech, UTAS, Majan, Sharqiya, Jamiat Nazwa as well. So we have different students from different universities as well. We've been focusing on students, recently, trying to help them. One of the things that we provide for students is ITHRA. ITHRA is like an enrichment, and it meant for doing many knowledge sharing, similar to the one you are attending now, which is really supporting students, part of HR week. Not only for students, we also do for professional members, where they share their experience and their expertise in technical and leadership topics as well. We also visit universities to deliver guidance workshops, like the one you can see here, which was done in Geotech. We have done many of these where we visited them, and we've conducted a guidance session to show what is actually the real industry, and how they can get benefit and advices from subject matter expert in that domain. We also do something like we call it Irtiqa, which is it's a mentoring sessions. It's a one-to-one sessions dedicated only for ISA students, ISA Oman student members and young professional, where we provide services such as resume review, final year project support, interview preparation, career advice, and more and more. And this is done by specialized subject matter expert in that field, and also someone who is having experience and leadership, so they can somebody who've maybe been interviewing these candidates. So this is something that we are really specialized. Only ISA Oman members are benefiting from these dedicated things. We are very visible in social media, so please feel free to scan the QR code. Visit us in our social media, and you can get all the support or any your query answered, inshallah. Now, just to jump to our main agenda, we've started yesterday with the foundation, building your foundation and crafting a winning CV resume. And also for interview, Miss Azza Al Busaidi, she's done a marvelous job in presenting yesterday's session, and the enthusiasm and the participation was really remarkable, and that was evident because it was extended beyond the 9:30 limit. So it was shows how much, you guys are eager to learn more and to know more. So this session, inshallah, the second session is focusing on navigating the job market, and mainly for effective job search strategy and to stand out and get hired. And with that, I would like really to invite Mr. Hamid, or Engineer Hamid Al-Abri. Hamid is Head of Talent Acquisition in PDO. He have more than 14 years of experience in oil and gas sector in Oman. He leads a strategic workforce planning, nationalization program, and talent acquisition. What really stands out here that Hamid oversees graduate hiring and early career development and specialist recruitment pipeline. And Hamid holds a bachelor and a master degree in engineering, focusing on control and automation. Welcome on board, Hamid. Hamid, you are muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
And can you see my slides as well?
Yes.
There is some delay actually in the voice as well in presenting. Thank you so much, Nasser. It's really great opportunity today. It's an amazing actually how I was a control automation engineer and being also part of the ISE, and I heard about the ISE earlier in my career, and now being part of this today and presenting in front of the students, job seekers, and others. So thank you so much for all the initiatives. Mashallah alaikum, you are doing really great. Supporting the industry and also linking with the academia. So this is Hamid Al-Abri for who's, have not met me earlier, or we haven't been, in any previous events together, or if you are not following me also on LinkedIn. I'm Hamid Al-Abri, as Nasser, he mentioned. I worked in video for almost now 14, 15 years. I am now the talent acquisition team. My background is all in engineering, and I have been through many different also departments and career in the company, and now in the HR, head of talent acquisition. So today it's a great opportunity for me not to go for my, through my slides, but rather is to give you a practical experience from one of the biggest oil and gas companies in Oman. So, you cannot imagine actually the number of recruitments or the hiring, or let's say, the job adverts that we do on yearly basis, very huge and big numbers. How many interviews that we conducted on weekly basis? It's a very big number. And that's why I want just to shed some light on this experience that we have. And hopefully, inshallah, by the end of the session, you will get to know more about different strategies on the job search, as well as on how you can brand yourself actually and do more on a very structured job search. Because what we have seen from all the campaigns that we did specifically for the graduates coming from Oman or maybe international, and also I want to link it to the mature hire and also for your future. So I will shed some light on some strategies, some of the also strategies also on your personal branding and how you manage the expectation and be passionate about your job search journey. So let me just I don't know if you can see my screen, but let me just move through my agenda for today. So
Ahmed,
as
just
I
I don't.
said, yeah.
If you can click the hide button below.
Okay, yeah.
Just yeah.
Okay,
Thanks.
great. Thank you. And please feel free as well, as Nasser mentioned, actually, if you have any questions or if you want to stop me anytime, please let's keep it as an interactive session. I don't want just to go into my presentations. If you want to stop me anytime, I will be also checking your messages in my phone if there is anything in the chat box. So let's keep it live. I will take you through, as I highlighted, actually structured job search processes, and then personal branding, managing expectation and persistence, and strategic, and reactive search. What are the different actually strategies on that? And then what would be the outcome of this and what you will gain from the session today, hopefully, inshallah. On the 45 minutes or 50 minutes of the session, you will understand the job market, not only for Oman, but not and only also for the oil and gas sector, but beyond that and beyond actually or your studies as well. And the practical job search also strategies from the CV. I know yesterday you had also a great session on the CV, but we will also touch base on that and try to link it on how you make it actually the right you tailor it the right way for the different opportunities for the different jobs as well, and how you actively prepare yourself for the interviews. And there are many learning that I can share with you actually if you have time from the campaigns or from the assessment center that we did, that I want you actually to avoid such mistakes. And I think without those learnings, all of us, if we go again and again for job applications or interviews, definitely we will come back to the same mistake. So I want just to shed, and share my experience on that. And the last element is building resilience and growth. This is very important, actually, how you can handle the rejection, because we know how we will be always disappointed actually from going through this journey. We have heard it in our latest actually career fairs. People are disappointed. They are on this journey for now, a few years. But for us, we should be taking it actually from a positive side, and we take it. We always should be, motivated and take it as an experience, actually preparing yourself for your future career. Starting with understanding yourself and the job market. Now, before even starting with any search, with any applications for job, you have to start with yourself, and also start to understand the job market. Um, there are two elements to this. There are an element of understanding your capabilities, your personalities, and as well as how you link it to the job, how you link it to your applications. That is also very important, because what we have seen, يعني, recently, that people they just keep applying for jobs without even understanding their limits, and that's why they got really disappointed by the end of the day, saying nobody has responded back to me. I haven't got any opportunity yet, even for an interview. And that's because you have, you raised your expectations, or maybe you are applying to a different areas, which is not really even relevant to your job. So we need to prioritize, our understanding of the job market, and also to link it to our qualifications and your potential as well, and your limits, because everyone is different than others. Don't say, wallahi, Flan has got a job before me, or he applied for that job, so I have to apply also for the same job. No, you have to understand your capabilities. You understand also what really stands out, uh, and compare yourself with others. That's the unique thing that you need to understand. And then definitely with that you can manage your expectation properly. And other also element that we will, if we have time today, actually I want just to discuss it with you about the importance of networking. Um, it's very important in such days or such ages, actually, to not to rely only on the job applications through the let's say the companies websites, or the job applications platforms, or different, let's say, the hiring agencies. The networking is very important. The first one is actually having a brand for yourself. That is very important, and also we will come to it very in details. And the other one is also having a good network, not only within your peers but also outside in the industry. Of course, this is not to let's say, to understand that okay, if I know Flan, or I know this guy from that company, then I will get the job. No, it's not about that. It's sometimes just to understand the market, just to have that connections, not for the job, even beyond the job search journey. So, and we have seen it. We have seen people who really have a very good networks also, and understand the industry, and they have this collaboration and engagement with their peers, being in the academia, or also outside the academia. This is very important element in specifically in these recent years. Before, this was not really important, or sometimes because of limited opportunities nowadays. That's why it's very important to have also a very good networks, and also understand the digital hiring tools. Now, of course, we will go into the details of this, because I am now also with my team, of course, handling a different campaigns. And specifically for you, if you are graduates, or you will be graduating very soon, you need to understand and navigate across different applications, across different systems, and you have to understand also the online assessment tools. Now, the online assessment tools is not only for the graduates. We also do it for the mature hire. We also do it for the expertise, and for the professionals that are coming actually as an experts in our organization. So now the assessment centers are totally changing from a normal, conventional interviews into an online application, platforms, being an online assessments, or tests, or even an online interviews, or AI based interviews and video recording. And inshallah, with that, definitely we will shed some more light on that, if we have some times, or maybe if we have no time, Dr. Nasser, then maybe we can take it in a separate session, inshallah, because this is very, very important nowadays to prepare yourself with the digital age, not only for the digital age with the future tools for to upskill yourself, but also in the job applications. Uh, as I said at the beginning, that you really need to understand yourself, to know yourself, your strength, your skills, and also your career direction is very important. Self-awareness, in the job search, to not, as I said, not to raise the expectation, and also to understand your interest before applying in any job. What we have seen people are, they just keep applying, and we have seen the same CVs. They are applying, let's say, for engineering, operations, finance, technical and technicals, being just for the sake of applying for a jobs. But is that the right thing? Is that also sending the right messages to the recruiters? And ask me, definitely I will say no. It will not really say the right message, because I will definitely say that this applicant is not really serious about this job, and we are taking it not only seriously with the external hiring, because we internally in our company, we do have also an internal resourcing system, where we do see also people, they just for the sake of applying, or maybe because they have reached to that point in time where they want khalas, they will move to a different role, and that's why they keep applying. So please be very careful on understanding your interest as well, and your skills, and your strength. And um, the software element and also the digital tools and technical skills are very important, the same as the soft skills. So there are two elements, and definitely you have heard about this. We have the technical skills, and we have also the soft element of that. Now, what I, from my recent experience, and I want always to be very, practical here from our experience, because that's why we have this session. And I know you can go to ChatGPT, you can go to so many online, LinkedIn learning courses. But based on my experience, I have seen, mashallah, the students, they are very strong in technical, very strong in technical. They are very happy when it comes to presenting their, final year project, or their, the case studies, or, just putting some discussions around their major. But when it comes to the communication, when it comes to understanding the industry, their mindset, the other elements of their confidence, that is the big gap that we have seen. And that's why the graduates or the job seekers who are prepared very well for the interviews, or maybe they have trained well on how they will be ready for such interviews, you will see that confidence, and they really stand out in front of the recruiters or the hiring managers. So please try also to focus on your soft elements as well. I have seen some questions here, but I will not disturb myself now, and we will come to the questions. And I really like also doing this. But please, if you want to stop me anytime, you can also unmute yourself, and we can have that discussion. Um, uh, as I said previously, all of us, we always aim high. And I myself, even I want to be, let's say, be a CEO for my company, or I want to be the managing director. But okay, is that the right, the realistic goal for myself? If, let's say, if that job is open now, so I'm just giving an example, by the way. If that job is open, I have to ask myself, is that the right job for me? Uh, if I am ready actually to take that job. So the message is here is we need to focus and align also our values, and set the achievable targets based on our skills, based on my educations, based on my major, my experience, my boundaries, my limits, my so many. Of course, you have to set those goals, and don't compare with your peers. I am always receiving so many calls, from the candidates saying, my colleague, wallahi, we have done the same online test, or we have been on the same interviews. And I know him, and I know myself, we are on the same level of GPA. But it's not about the GPA. It's all about performance. It's all about, his goals are different. His capabilities are quite different. And so don't compare yourself with others. Always you aim high, as we said, Zain, and always great to have those, goals in front of you. Definitely in the future you will be there, but we start with a very realistic or sensible steps to reach to that level, inshallah. And there are so many different tools also to reflect. We have always, got this question from the team, and how I can test my skills, how I can also assess myself, and so I can build that personal narrative on myself. There are so many tools nowadays, and I think also in many of your courses, in your studies now, by the end of the course, or on those different modules, you will have a surveys or an assessment just to assess yourself on those skills. Exactly the same thing also on the soft skills, on also an IQ test, and other also assessment that you can put the map yourself on where you are on all those different skills. It's an easy assessments, and we don't have time actually today to take you through this self-reflection assessments, but I can even shed more lights on this if we have more opportunities. I'm always also available on LinkedIn. You can reach out to me, and then you can build that self-awareness probably before even starting on a job and of any job search. Now, um, this is, for a completeness point of view, and definitely any job search starts from a strong and effective CV. And this is very important. And yesterday, there was a great session. I was unfortunately unable to attend it, but I have heard a very good and positive feedback on that, session. If you haven't got the chance, that's why I want also to shed some light here, and based also on my personal experience on this. Um, Specifically for the graduates and also for the students, the CV is different than the experienced professionals. We have to be very careful on this. There are so many multiple, websites or experts that they can easily, with I don't know, 1 riyals, 5 riyals, or even free, of course, then they can prepare a CV for you. But you have to understand and ask yourself if you are really ready, or let's say, sorry, if that CV is really tailored and customized for yourself. You are a student, you're a job seeker. It's different than Nasser, different than Hamid, different than Muhammad, different than Abdullah. So it has to be very clear. It has to be tailored for yourself and for your needs and for your also level. So that's very important. And don't even see, some templates in the internet, and they will just to put your information on that. We have always, telling the job seekers, CV is the let's say is your mirror, or the door for you to for it's similar as any, when you have that, set your personal brand, exactly the CV is your ticket actually for the job. So you have to be very careful on that. Um, uh, if the majority actually on the call are from the students and the job seekers, try to focus on your achievements. I know maybe many of you, they have not yet, have the chance to be in any job yet. So what, differentiate yourself with your peers or students, other, colleagues, are highlighting your achievements, and what you have done currently in the academia, and you have done, let's say, some voluntary work within the university or college or outside also. That, do you have some businesses also outside your work? What is your strength, not only from a technical point of view, from other also aspects? So this is very, very important. I try also to highlight your other also skills. And when this is also a very big one, and definitely I'm sure maybe this was highlighted yesterday. Now, because so many companies, including ourselves, we are also using an AI related, shortlisting, softwares. So we do use keywords, and the keywords are always very important for us, as an employers, and also for you as a job seekers or applicants. We use the keywords, and the keywords are always coming from the job descriptions or from the job, when you go to the job applications, you will see, the job descriptions, and also there is some, bullet points on what is the expectations, what are the different also, criteria on that job. So you try to link your CV, and customize it to for the job, and to be very relevant to the job. I have seen so many CVs, just the students, they are sending them and they're not updating them, even from the title itself. They said, Wallah, Hamid Al-Abri underscore April 2024. Come on. Yani 3 years and your CV is not updated. I can easily say, there is no update on your CV. You are now applying for let's say a job for BDO, let's say, for that specific job. And there is so many tools now you can have that, check, and update your CV based on the job requirements. It's an easy thing, and it's always important for us when we start searching for the or let's say shortlisting the CVs, I will not go through the 2 or 3 pages of the CV. Definitely, we'll go through those highlighted, keywords if you are really relevant to the job or no. So that is one element. The other element is, I have seen it personally. We have been through many interviews where the candidates, when we ask them, okay, you have mentioned in your CV that you are a team player. This is just very simple example I'm giving. You're a team player. Okay, they said, okay, I'm not sure if that is in my CV. How come it is in your CV and you don't know if it is there? Because we know it is a copy paste or it is an AI generated. So be very careful, because we really serious when we go in the interviews and we go into the bullet points here, or all the descriptions, your strength, your weaknesses, your qualifications, what you have done, and we will ask you about those. So you have to be prepared and also very honest on and accurate in your CV. Don't mention anything or don't put any word if you are not really aware of it or not really sure about it. Many of the times, including ourselves, we try to match the job our CV with the job requirements. But if you are not there or you haven't done that, please be honest. Don't make it, because you will also lower your chances. And that's why many of the job seekers or the applicants, unfortunately, always complaining we haven't got the chance, because we are also you know very careful when we shortlist. We are not just going blindly with your CV. So please, this is just to shed some light on very practical situations where we always see people are making some big mistakes on this. Okay, moving to the other element, that I am myself personally, 14 years in the industry, or 15 years now, see the online platforms, or putting your presence in your professional presence, or if you haven't started yet, your career, you have to start from now. Your presence in LinkedIn, in different platforms, is very important. Maybe for the students, or maybe for BDO, we don't really specifically, for the graduates, we don't really link to LinkedIn or other platforms. But for the professional, or for the mature hire, or for the experienced hiring, we normally go and check. And by the way, not only video or other, also in the industry, they have the recruiter accounts in LinkedIn, and I am one of them. We have a recruiter account where I can go into the details of the candidates. We can search in the LinkedIn, and we can get an easy CVs from there, and we do it. So that's why the presence is very important in LinkedIn or other platforms as well. I know here, because of the culture, because of we are Omanis. Sometimes for female, it's very very difficult to put, let's say, your personal photo, or more information about your personal life. Nobody says that you put your day to day مثل ما نقول يومياتك. No, nobody is asking that. It's just about your key achievements. Just update. At least you update your profile there. No need to send updates on daily basis. No, at least you updated your profile. Be ready for it. With a profile photo or no, but at least your profile is updated. Is very accurate, as well as it's highlighting all the achievements, your academia, if there is any recommendations also from your, let's say, professors, or from other, also from the industry, is very important. And let me just give you an example. In some cases, although حتى for the graduates, we have, let's say, 2 cases. They completed the online test, and they completed also the assessment center. Both of them, they are on the same, let's say, ranking. She got, let's say, I don't know, 92, and he got 92.4.4, exactly the same thing. And we have so many situations, exactly the same thing. The outcome of the interview is exactly the same. So how I can differentiate, how I can say, okay, Flan will take a Flan or no. There are so many other also criteria that we will go definitely, and we'll say one of them is we want to see Muhammad if he's let me just go into his LinkedIn account, and to check what he has done. Maybe this is not reflected in his CV, and that's why we will go there. What? Let's see. Let's say I don't know, Muna, Fatma, Flan, if she is there. So you have to be very careful also on that, because we are, human, and always, we are concerned and also always attracted by your profile, and if let's say I am in the talent acquisition or in the recruitment or في التوظيف, um, we know the tricks, we know all of this, but we have also in the background from a business supporting us in doing the interviews. They are the experts, the business experts, who will do also with us. And definitely they have different also understanding about the assessment centers, the tools, and they want also to, their eyes on your CV or your profiles are different than our HR eyes. So you have to satisfy everyone. You have to, from a business point of view and technical point of view, from also an HR point of view, from a personal also presence. So there are so many aspects that we need to be very careful while putting all the all this information or experiences together in the CV or in the LinkedIn as well. Um, uh, and the LinkedIn is not only a platform for job applications, and I want just to say this because personally, I'm not just be active in LinkedIn because I want to move from my current job or I want to go to another employer. I can do that easily now. I can open my profile for and I can show that I am open for work, but not about that actually. No, no, Nasser, he reached out to me in LinkedIn. He said, Hamid, can you please be part of this campaign? And I want you to present to the job seekers and also to the graduates and to the students this session. So this is a way of communication now. It's a networking tool more than even a job applications tool. So please take it also from that from that angle. It's a very great professional platform for you to understand also the industry, to understand what is really happening, and also to understand the market. How many jobs, let's say the oil and gas sector, they are now, posting. What are the tools, or let's say the training that I have to equip myself and upskill myself on those areas? So it's a great opportunity, a great platform actually to be present. Okay, so this is one. I will not go into the details of this. Definitely, we can have even specific session just for the LinkedIn. Now, this is very important, and people, they, as I highlighted at the beginning, actually, unfortunately, what we have seen, you know, in our experience, that when the students actually, or let's say the job seekers, when they graduated, they don't know the different channels for how to search for a job. What are the right, actually, the job channels? Because let's say if I go to TikTok now, or let's say Instagram, or in LinkedIn, and I'm following one of the influencers. He is, let's say, from the UK or from Australia. Definitely, he will try to market one of the job uh, search platform that is really, customized there, or it is really working in their region, but it's not working here. So please, we have to be very careful sometimes and not to go with the trend because it's really working there. So I have to go with that. Maybe yes, maybe not all the times. We have so many different channels for Oman. Let's see, for our industry. If let's say you are an engineer, or and you aim, or your goal is to go for an oil and gas sector, definitely we have a dedicated platform for that. If you are from a finance sector, there is a different channels for you to go about. And if you are, let's say, from a project management, or from, I don't know, from an HR, definitely also we have a different also channels for that. So you need to understand the how you search for a job. What are the different platforms or channels that I have to target? Um, and not only this, actually, the what are the when I say the platforms are not only the tools or the online tools. No, it's also the platforms. Is the sometimes it's an events. It's the let's say exhibitions, career fairs. Just last week we were in one of the career fairs at the JUTEC. The week 2 weeks back we were in the SQ career fairs. It's a really great platform. Maybe nowadays we are not really targeting to post any jobs during the career fairs, but in the career fairs you understand. And of course, as a recruiters, we also, and as industry, we also understand the need from the academia, and also to try to bridge that gap between us and industry, and also the academia. So this is from my personal perspective. But from you as a job seeker or a student, definitely it's not only that you bring your CV. This is an old style. If you remember the a few years back, and 10, 15 years back, we used actually to have printed out CVs, and until today actually people there and students coming with their CVs. But it's not about that now. It's more of an event of a networking, of understanding each other, trying also to target some of the companies or organization that you aim when you graduate, or if you are a job seeker now, you just to understand where I can really apply, what are the let's say the focus areas of this industry, and if I want to apply for a job, what would be the best platforms, and how I can differentiate myself. You understand also the mistakes that I can really avoid, and that this is a very great platforms actually for you to get to know and to network also with the industry. So it's very important to you to be also present to those to this event, and to hear more from the hiring managers, and also to make a strong impressions. You have seen it also in the career fairs and the such exhibitions, where we started exchanging mobile numbers, or maybe LinkedIn accounts, or business cards, because this will not only send a very great impressions to the industry, or to the hiring managers, but also it will have a very strong also, let's say, um, confidence for yourself or for the future, that okay, I have that dialogue with Flan, and then definitely maybe inshallah when I graduated I will connect with him, or he will keep an eye on me later, and I will have that chance and opportunity, when it comes to that campaign itself. And not only also that, it's not limited to that. You understand different campaigns and how you can prepare yourself better for the job search. So um, uh, to add to this, and maybe you have seen it already in the slide, uh, personal networks and referrals are very important. Of course, we are not saying واسطة, or والله لأن نعرف حمد, so Hamid is he will recruit me, or he will hire me and recommend me. Not about that, you know. Uh, Maybe for the graduates, or for the fresh, for the programs that we have for the professionals are different than the graduates. And uh, if we have that kind of networks or referrals, that doesn't mean it's a wasta. No, it's sometimes it's a great opportunity for you, that it's take it as a recommendations. You cannot imagine how many messages that I'm receiving in LinkedIn, that Hamid, can you recommend me, because they came in and they completed an internship in our company, or I know them, so they want to have that recommendations, or I got so many CVs from my colleagues, or from the friends that I know, or others as well. So it doesn't mean wallah wasta. Sometimes I have a pool of students or experts or professionals that subhanallah, when we have the opportunity, definitely we will go to that also, the CV. So uh, you have to be very careful with that. Maybe for BDO, it's not the case. We have our campaigns all through social media accounts. We have our Bitro jobs. Every platforms are very clear. We have very transparent, job applications. But for other companies, it's not. They don't even post their jobs. For how you will come to know that there is a job. For some organization, and definitely I will not mention the names, it's just about recommendations, just about referrals. I want this job. I have some CVs, or maybe I will ask our employees or other colleagues, or we will go for LinkedIn and I will search for those portfolios. And for us, maybe we do only that for specific cases where we want actually to headhunt people, and then we do that. And if also we call it, difficult to resource positions where I want just to go with the CVs. But of course, we are human, and when it comes to the interviews, when it comes to the assessment centers, if you know and you have a very good network, and you also have a very good presence by yourself in the platforms, you will see yourself, confidently shining in such assessment centers. Not because those recruiters they know you, or you have a very good connect with them. Definitely no, because you will see yourself building that relationship with the industry easily. And the confidence and the personal brand, it will reflect, with the hiring managers easily. And that's why you have that credit when it comes to the job, to having the opportunity for the job. So please take it from a positive side when it comes to referrals or recommendations. And as a recruiter, definitely we will not just take it from a negative side of Allah wasta wala fulan. No, it will go through the process. Definitely, it will go through a fair process. But we need to understand each organization, they have their own processes. Okay. I'm not sure if we have a great time to continue, because I'm still in slide 13. But please, allow me, because I want just to share whatever I'm having and also practicing. I don't want, as I said, just to bluff you with a very nice and binky wording, which will not really help you in your job search. And it is not really fair for myself and to do that, because I will be by the end of the day on that chair, or let's say on that side, where you, all of you in the call in front of me, Wallah Hamid, you have mentioned that in one of the sessions, but unfortunately you haven't you know followed the right thing, or you haven't followed it properly. What I'm saying is what is really practiced in the industry. Okay, so as we said, the networking that truly works, what is it? It's building relationships, starting networking circles, effective communication tools, and patience and authenticity. So what is that? Is um, communication, not to repeat the same information that I have highlighted, but if you can yourself market yourself or communicate your interest properly and also in a professional way, and maintain that professional connections with others, build your personal brand, have a great communication with others. That is very important, and not just to make a connection for the sake of a job only applications. No, you have to be very careful actually when we have also the communication with all the recruiters or with the industry. And you have to maintain also that professional connections. um, the other also element that I want really to shed some light today, I have so many calls. To be frank with you, you cannot see how many direct LinkedIn messages I am having today. If I say hundreds, thousands, you will not really, maybe Makhoul Hamid, you're lying. No, I have been thousands of messages in my direct messages, because people, they're really hungry also for jobs, or maybe they want some advices. I'm trying my level best, by the way. Yeah? In you cannot imagine in my weekends just to respond back to people. They want statuses, they want just jobs recommendations, others, even CV reviews. Because I can fully understand that. I can fully understand the job market, but you have to be very patient. It's the job, it will not come in a day. It's a journey for all of us, and take it positively. As I said, it's very important to experience from whatever you have been through. If, let's say, if I completed, or let's say conducted an interview today, and it was not very successful, definitely you have to take all the learnings from it. And it's not, let's say, wrong if you ask also the employer or that organization to share also why you haven't been selected for that job. Maybe for us, for BDO, most of the time we are not really sharing the reasons, but you can easily ask why I was not, selected. And by that, you can really learn and also prepare yourself for the future. It's very important, honestly, but please, please, you need to be patient. You need to also to understand that the job, search, it's not an easy thing, and it's very competitive, and you need to understand also your capabilities, not to raise your expectations. It's very important. People, they are just, completing their interview today. They're sending me, messages, calls. Hamid, what is the status? What is that? What is that? So please, you are not alone in this industry, and you are not alone, the one who applied for the job. We have thousands of people in each campaign. We are receiving thousands of applications, and I'm receiving, Hamid, my GPA is 3.9, and why have not been selected? 3.9, you know how many 3.9s we have received in that campaign? Hundreds of 3.99, hundreds of 4 GPA. So you're not alone. How you can translate this into something that will help you in searching for a job? This is how I can, make myself different than the 4.4 or 4.3.99. So please, I, I want you actually to take it very, very seriously. Uh, I'm not sure if we need actually to stop here, or because Nasser, you want us to continue or to take the questions for now, or will
maybe we can pause for questions just to answer the
yeah,
team and to make it a little bit more interactive. Then maybe if
yeah,
the team is willing, maybe they can continue. So the first question by Mohammed Al-Jufeli, he was asking how can job seekers effectively build professional networks within their target industries?
yeah. Very good question, actually, and this is a very timely question. Mohammed Shfaili, if I'm not sure if you can unmute yourself, or please feel free to be online. Um, let's say if you are from any industry, and oil and gas, because I am from an oil and gas industry. Now, one of the exhibition is coming very soon in 2 weeks' time, is the OBIS. You know, OBIS for me is an exhibition or a platform to understand also my targeted industry. I am not going there for applying for a job. I want to understand the industry. I want to build also networks. You will see myself, I am now in HR, and you will see myself and my team in OBIS. Why is that? Because we know people, they are not only coming to know about industry and our production or our technologies or where we are in digital transformation only. They want also to ask about the job and what are the different majors that they can apply. So such platform like exhibitions, LinkedIn also, you can connect with people. There are so many conferences. This today, our session today, you will understand that wallahi, who is there in the industry. When you have also your internship program, if you have been an intern in one of the industries, please have that also networks. There are multiple networks. And when Nasser, he mentioned about the ISA, for us now, being a student or a professional, you have to to apply for such also, committees or institutes or societies to understand also your peers or the industry. So I hope this helps يعني in addressing your questions. And if you want me to add anything on that, please.
Thank you, Hamid. Please, again, team, feel free to unmute yourself or raise your hand. I can see one hand was raised, but then it was removed. So there's a question from Zahar Rawahi. He was asking if you are a government employee and you want to get a job in a government companies like oil and gas. So since the law now banning this transfer between government entities unless waiting for 1 year, is there any specific strategies that these talented employees can follow?
This is very hard one, and it seems Zahar, you have been through this. To be frank with you, unfortunately, this is coming from Majlis al-Wazara. And 1 year back in 2025, it was mandated that there is no movement actually between the government companies and OIA اللي هم under the جهاز الاستثمار and all the government companies والأجهزة العسكرية وكذا. We cannot move them, we cannot hire them. And to be honest with you, it's really very hard on us. Sometimes we have to go and reject more than 60% of the applicants because of that, because they are working on, let's say, Omantel or OQ or any other industry, so we cannot hire them. They have to apply, let's say, to wait for 1 year. There is no exemptions. Unfortunately, we tried so many times. It has to go to Majlis al-Wazara only. We try with the ministries. We try to the ministers themselves. We raise it. And even yesterday, we had a discussion also with the ministry purposely for this. Why we are limiting this? Let's say, Zahar, if you are now, in one of the government companies, or let's say even in the government, and you have a good chance in BDO, a very competitive organization or attractive organization. Why you're not allowing me to go and move? Unfortunately, there is no yet any exemptions, and this is it's not under our control. Like, inshallah, there is big discussions around this, and the promise is that لما ينزل قانون العمل العماني, definitely they will take out this. Yeah, فإن let's be hopeful. I am more impacted actually by you and others, Zahar. حقيقة we have a very hard time يعني to get the people from other also government and also government organization on this.
Okay, so I have more 3 questions from Ilyas, Shahla, and Aya. Lakin let Rashid, who raised his hand, speak up. Rashid Al-Badi, if you can unmute yourself and speak up.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hamid, and thank you for ISO for organizing this event. Just a quick question. You mentioned that is you get like 4 and 3.9 GPA. Is BDO just accepting about GPA? If like I get like 3.2, I applied, or just I waste my time? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Great to hear you, and thanks for the question. The first question that I want just to understand, are you a graduate or an experience and you're working now? Because the answer will be different.
I'm in the last semester and I have worked 3 years, just self work.
Okay. Yeah, so that's great. Now, every year, actually, some of those roles are changing. Now, for BDO, similar to other also industries, what we do is when we say in our posts that we want, let's say, the technical, application or the technical majors, we want 2.5 minimum, and the non-technical is 3.0 GPA. That means all the applicants who meet the 3.0 or the 2.5, cutoff, then they will all go for an online test. This is for the graduate, I'm saying, because the assessment center for the graduates is different than the assessment that we do for the experienced side. For the graduates, you will go for the online test, all of them. last year يعني for شبابنا program اللي هو مال graduate development program شبابنا we how many thousands they all went through an online test, around 6,000. So 6,000, all of them, they went to the online test because they are meeting the requirements. So if you are 2.5 or 4, all of them. Now, what is coming after the online test? Let's say we want 100. Okay, we want 100 to be higher this year. So we have, we call it a ratio of, depends actually for the Shababuna program, we do 1 to 3. So if I want 100, I will ask for 300 to attend the interviews. So based on the 300, I will go for the top results from the online test. So the top results only from the online test. Now it's not dependent on the GPA. It's now with the online test results only. This year, I don't know how it will go because we want to revise and to think differently. It's the contribution only from the online test, or maybe we can take a formula from both, from the GPA, percentage, and also from the online test. But now we continue the same for the last now 3 years, only taking it from the result of the online test. I hope this answered your question. So from the top, from 100, from the online test, we go, if I want those 300, and then I will take them through the assessment center. And then, of course, we filter them and we'll take 100 because we want to hire 100.
Thank you, Hamid. Saida Al-Barwani, you raise your hand. Or Saida?
سعيدة.
Saida, sorry.
سعيدة. شكرا, no problem. السلام عليكم أستاذ حمد, شكرا على هذا
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
كثير استفدنا منك. عندي سؤال بخصوص اللينكد إن. أنت ذكرت إنه we need to be interactive وفي نفس الوقت إنه ننزل contents. هل في إشكالية إذا مثلا نزلنا مثلا old post أو مثلا old content يعني just to be interactive in LinkedIn, أو does it affect؟ وهل أنتم مرات في العادة يعني تشيكوا مثلا up to date مثلا posts أو the achievements للطالب؟
Thank you so much. Very good question, to be honest with you, لأنه I have been through the same discussion earlier last week. What we have recently noticed in LinkedIn, that for the graduates or for the students, they keep posting an achievement from the last years. Because maybe you attended today my session, you are not active in LinkedIn, because I was marketing LinkedIn. Definitely after the session, you will go, you'll open, the new account and you'll start posting. For us as a recruiter, we fully understand that, because you as a student is different than Nasser, different than Hamid. You have been in the industry. I always active on daily basis. I'm posting my achievements, but for you it's quite different. And we have taken it into the consideration always. We understand. Saida, she posted this certificate or completed, I don't know, أحد الدورات or conferences, you attended conferences from 3 years back, and you want now to update your portfolio, your profile in LinkedIn. That is okay. So don't please panic, or let's say, well, I will not do because they will say this is an old dated information, I will not post it. Better you do the right thing now than later on say, والله يا ريت أنا سويته لو كان متأخر. This is my advice, personal advice. Do whatever, sometimes even we don't see even the timing. Also for the students, I'm not saying about the experienced type.
Thank you,
Hamid. This
And
answered your question.
And I have another
Barakallah.
question related to LinkedIn, if I may ask. What are the other things that you look into the profiles? Like, what is the thing that catches the HR, or like the thing that you would advise us? Like,
yeah. So you are a student, if I may ask?
I'm a
job
master
seeker
graduate.
now.
I'm a master
ما
graduate.
شاء الله ما شاء الله. Great. إن شاء الله عسى ربنا يكتب لك التوفيق بإذن الله.
آمين.
Yeah. So So for the master graduates, or let's say for any graduates, it's different also what are trying to get. Yeah, if I am having a recruiter account, definitely for an experienced hire, what let's say attracting me is their experience in terms of that job relevancy. So let's say if Nasser is working on cybersecurity for I don't know how many years on that industry, relevance on the industry, if he has covered, let's say, those tools, if he's working, he has that, skill sets required for the job. Now, for the graduates, it's quite different. The example that I gave, those yourself or your peer or others also on the same, what we do see is طبعا achievements. Have you done something beyond your academic certifications? I know your master's graduates, but what you have done beyond that? Okay, I have an MSc on this, I have this, I have got that, but what else you have done? You are very active in I don't know جمعية الطلبة العمانيين في I don't know في بريطانيا جمعية كذا. I am leading this, so your leadership will be very important, and also your other also voluntarily, as I said, if you volunteer in any of those societies, is very important. And how also you brand yourself is very important, but not really on the experience level. But for the students, what we always see is different. What is distinguishing yourself from your peers? So your achievement is very important. Your training also, if you have been into any training or any different programs, this is very important, please, team, because sometimes when we ask people, they said, well, محمد كيف نحن في اوكسي مثلا for 1 year, لكن maybe it's not really clear in my CV or in my in my LinkedIn profile. This is very important that you keep your academic profile as well as your experience very relevant and also very updated. And also the other thing is, I have noticed personally that some of the profiles are not accurate, and they are just putting them for the sake of putting. يعني when we go to the interviews, we ask them, والله فلانة انت you posted that you have attended that session. Can you just explain what is that? It seems they are just posting and they haven't not attended or completed that thing or that course. So be very careful whatever you post, that this is a real and genuine. This is another also advice to you. But I hope this also answered you. And if you need more information, definitely we can have a separate offline chat.
Yeah. We
شكرا
have
جزاك الله خير.
Thank you, Saida. So
بارك الله
we
فيك.
have two hands. Like before we allow the hands, Bashar and Mr. Samsung, maybe I can ask the two questions here. We have so there's a question from Elias asking about, do professional certificates and self-funding trainings in your field make a difference when applying for a job?
Can you repeat Nasser again?
If somebody is graduate and he have done a professional certification, more of a self-funded training by himself, he've done some training and get certification, will that make any difference when he's applying for a job, especially if you have already done, you have experience and qualification in the same specialization?
Yeah, definitely. This is very important, and this is also answering this previous question. What we can also see in your LinkedIn profiles. Also, if you have any certifications, of all of that, actually, you have to update your profile on that. Now, in our case, for the graduates, sometimes we don't even bother ourselves into seeing all of that, because the assessment center is it's customized with a certain interviews, with a certain use cases, or let's say different interviews that you have to present your, let's say, final year project. You have to have this case study that you have to present, not really on your other certifications or self-funded. But for other industry, I'm not saying about video only here, for other industry, that is very important, and that's why how you can present yourself. But for me, also even for videos, though we have that structured assessment center, what we have seen, those students or graduates who have done those self-funded training or certifications, they really stand out when it comes to the interviews. They had that confidence. They have the very great, understanding, and their mindset within, it's taken them into, they can link easily when it comes to the technicality and also to understanding what the market. So please invest in yourself. Nothing is a waste, and definitely that will really help you in growing in the market, and definitely the recruiters will take that into the consideration.
Okay, so the second question from Shahla Al-Balushi, and just to be mind of the time, if you can just provide us, a customized answer. She's asking about what are the red flag or risk to watch when evaluating a job offer. So she, from her side, from her perspective.
Okay, this is very tricky one from a job offer. If you are a graduate, you need to understand the contract type. Is it a permanent? Is it a temporary contract? Also, what you would be the role, because sometimes you did, let's say, an interview for that certain role, but unfortunately, in your offer, you will get something else. What is also the job level? Because there was an agreement during the job or the interview that you will get that level. So this is very important. Sometimes also people, they are concerned about the other benefits. It's very important. You understand also your leave entitlements, your education, not education, even the health insurance, other also aspects of that. This is very important to understand before even signing the contract. It's not about only the money or the package or the salary. It's it all depends on you. You want actually the job for the sake of salary only, or you want just for your future. So this is of course, from a graduate point of view, like for a mature hire, there are different also elements that you need to understand in the job offer.
Thanks, Hamid. Bashar Saqri, I think you raise your hand and also you have a question. So maybe you can just speak up, unmute and speak up.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. شكرا أستاذ حمد، شكرا أستاذ ناصر. My question is I'm a student, process engineer student at Geotech. My question: how can me in the oil and gas field stand out from the rest of their class, and what's the soft and the technical skills are required for engineering students in oil and gas field?
Barakallah feek. I think this is very wide, the question. We need 4 hours to answer the question, Nasser. Yeah, it's very, very wide, and maybe in a short. طبعا for the process engineers, it's very relevant to the oil and gas industry. It's very competitive, by the way. We have so many graduates, process engineers. You need to understand the process, the technical part of it. For the graduate assessment, we don't go into the technicality of that, but the overall, oil and gas processes, you need to understand that. And also, for me, what I have seen in the interviews, your final year project, it has to be very relevant also to the job. So then you can really easily relate whatever you have, let's say, taken in the academia, and you link it to the industry. That is very important. In terms of the soft skills, not only for the process engineers, for all other, graduates, there are, we need a session actually for the soft skills, but for the process engineers, it's very competitive. For the graduates, you need to equip yourself with the right also understanding of the basic process and oil and gas, actually, terminologies, as well as also there are some tools that our process engineers that they are using in our sector. So at least if you have all of those, how you do the simulations and others, it will really help you, at least you answering the questions during the interview.
شكرا جزاكم الله خير. بارك الله فيك.
Thank you, Bashar. A question from Ahad. Al-Mandari.
Hi, Mr. Hamid and Nasser. This is Ahad Al-Mandari from OQ. I just wanted to thank you, Mr. Hamid, for I'll be presenting tomorrow, inshallah, but I'm really happy to hear the insight, the personal insights actually you gave. Just wanted to thank you for this great presentation. Thanks.
Oh, thank you. This is so lovely. Ahad, thanks for being with us today. Unfortunately, I missed you also yesterday, but maybe if I attended Nasser yesterday, I would do it differently today. So, tomorrow, inshallah, you will do great, better than me definitely today. Thank you so much for that. It's a very great, feedback, and thanks. And feel free, please, if you have anything to add or to answer as well, because we are in the same
No,
industry.
actually, I'm just happy to hear from the industry people who works in the HR. What are their latest views on different things? So thank you for the insights. Barakallah feekum. And I have to
Thank you.
leave, but thank you so much.
Thank you, Ahad.
No
Thank you.
worries. Thanks a lot, Ahad.
So
Thanks a lot. All the best, inshallah.
yeah. But for sake of time, thank you for all who've posted the question. For sake of time, we'll have only the last question from Mazen Al-Jahwari. And he said, thanks a lot for sharing great insights. However, let me ask something. What if you post a lot on LinkedIn? Yet, although your posts are professional and informative, they seem like having a bit of criticism or current situation, hoping for better changes. Does that affect your chances of recruitment?
Oh, بندخل على السياسة الحين. It's very tricky, Mazen, starting your career, you have to be very careful, honestly. This is just take it from a brother to a brother. Don't risk your future. Yeah, I know sometimes we are all excited. Even myself, I'm always careful into reposting any post that I see. Maybe I won't actually to repost that. Like, I do see, it will really harm, or it's not really aligned, or I don't know, people, they will see it differently. So please, my personal advice is, please don't do that. It will not really support your career, and also it will not really add anything. Yani, why I'm putting myself into that thing? If there is any criticism or to the current situations, or that, definitely we can do that. Always we say, wallahi, there are some areas for improvement, like in a nice way. So that's the thing. How we communicate is very important, and not to be blacklisted with the industry. Of course, I'm not really saying that. Like I said, please be careful. You're trying to paint your future, and you are trying to paint yourself on how the industry or people they will take it from there. So yeah, so there is
Thank
a
you,
very
Hamid.
thin line.
So,
between them.
as you rightly said, LinkedIn is a professional network. So there is other areas or other platforms in social media that can provide you that ability to speak up. So it's better to
Exactly.
stay professional in the professional network. It's same like working in a specific company with have a clear code of conduct. So there is rules, and you need to just follow these rules. So sorry for all the questions that I've missed. Inshallah, maybe we'll have the time to reach out to Hamid. Hamid Al-Abri is, is very active in LinkedIn, and you can reach out maybe within the 1,000 messages that he get. He answer you.
No worries. You can just keep messaging me. No worries. Inshallah, I will try my level best always to respond back timely.
So it was really an amazing session. Let me just do this. Yeah, so it was really an amazing session for Hamid, and also would like to thank Hamid for the opportunity, the time that he invested in doing this knowledge sharing session and educating our future professional and future Omani talent. And we also welcome expat and other non-Omani from outside Oman as well. We have from Algeria, from Ireland, from others as well, who also attended the session earlier. and now maybe they left. So thank you again for taking the time. And I will remind you that ISA Oman is the platform for you to collaborate, to engage. It's one of the professional places that provide you with that space to network and connect. We are focusing on connect, and this is one of the main focus areas that actually we work on, in that we aim to connect and grow and learn with many of the resources that we have to support you, either as a professional, mature engineer, or even a graduate, or even a student on the seats of at the university. Next week, we are having also a packed agenda focusing on process automation and control optimization week with 3 of our talented engineers. We'll talk about process control from the foundation, from a PID until the advanced process control, and then digital transformation in PACO and predictive analysis. And also for our female colleagues, we have a dedicated week focusing on women guidance series that will also have women in industry, owning your space, and then confidence for women in engineering and cybersecurity. And we will conclude by having an amazing session for mentorship and sponsorship dedicated also for women in ISA. Please don't let this go. Follow ISA Oman LinkedIn page, our Instagram, our YouTube, and you will see you'll be seeing there the steps how to join this session and to ask your question. Thank you again, Hamid, for this opportunity, and for the team and who attended, and looking forward to see you in upcoming event, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Barakallah feekum jameen. Thank you so much. Great. Good night to all. Thank you. We'll keep in touch, inshallah. Take care of yourself and all the best to all.
Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
شكرا جزيلا. مع السلامة. بارك الله فيكم.